These are the top 5 best builds in NBA 2K23. Before I do give you guys the 5 builds, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and let's hop right into the video. I am going to be on next gen for this video, but all these builds also do work for current gen. Basically just copy down the exact same body settings and attributes and stuff, and you'll get basically the exact same build, since it's basically the exact same builder, just with very minor tweaks. Okay, so in 5th place we have a very solid build all around that I really like. This is going to be a small forward build, but you can go with shooting guard I think as well. Then for your height, you're going with 6'10", 200 pounds, and 7'8" for the wingspan. This build is kind of like a Kevin Durant build, meaning that you can dribble and shoot very well, while at the same time you have an absolutely massive wingspan and you're super tall. For finishing, this is honestly going to be super good all around. First, for your driving dunk, you're going to want this at a 93, so that way you can get gold posterizer as well as elite contacts. Then you guys see we're going with an 80 standing dunk, a 75 driving layup, and an 84 close shot for 20 total finishing badges. All around, the finishing on this build is very good. This build is going to get gold posterizer as well as elite contact dunks and a pro big man contact dunks. So yeah, the finishing on this build is absolutely insane, and we're only just getting started. Next, for shooting, you're going to want to max out your 3-point rating at an 82 and then bump up your mid-range to a 78. Once again, you're getting 20 total shooting badges. Now this isn't a build that you're going to be shooting from limitless range very often, but you do get bronze limitless range, and as well, since you do get an 82 3-point rating, you get a very large variety of very good jump shots. You're going to be able to green so consistently on this build, and something that I love doing with this build is just like hop shots in the midi area. They just go in every single time. Then for playmaking, first from the ball handling, you're going to want this at an 80. Go with a 72 speed with ball, and then for the pass hack, you're going to want this at a 76. You're getting 18 total playmaking badges, which is just very good. You will be able to dribble on this build if you know what you're doing. Then on to defense. First for interior, you're going to want this at a 74. For the perimeter defense, also put this at a 74. Then for the steal, you're going to want this at an 82. For the block, you're going to want this all the way at a 93. And then just to get a few more badges, we're going to go with a 72 defensive rebound and a 49 offensive rebound. The defense on this build is very crazy, not only on the perimeter, but also you're getting a 93 block and gold anchor, so you're basically going to be a rim protector too. Like, this build can do everything. Moving on to the physicals, you guys can see this is very good all around. You're definitely going to want that 82 vertical for elite contact dunks, and honestly you don't really need that high strength because you're not really going to be post scoring on this build, and this build's rim protection is already super good, especially since you're basically a point forward. Then for the takeovers, I'd recommend going with first stuff box and second limitless range. Definitely would recommend going with these 2 takeovers, but you can kind of flip them if you want to. And as you guys see, we built an inside out score, which is the name I get like 50% of the time, which is honestly just so boring. Alright, so for the 4th best build in my opinion, this is going to be our center build. Obviously for the position, go with center. Then for the body settings, I recommend going with 7 foot 232 pounds and 7 foot 10 for the wingspan. These are all around just the best balance between finishing, shooting, defense, and physicals. Starting things off with our finishing attributes and badges, you guys see we're getting 23 total. This build's finishing is very good with elite big man contacts and normal pro contacts. Additionally, you will be able to post score on this build very well. Usually you probably won't be post scoring super often unless you have a pretty big height advantage. Like, I know whenever I'm going up against one of those 6'9" point guards, I'm post scoring the entire game. Moving on to shooting, you're going to want this at a 79 for the 3-point rating, and then go with a 69 for the midi. You're going to get 15 total shooting badges. In order to get a few more badges, I would recommend putting like a few of the +4 badges that you do get onto shooting. That way you can just get a few more badges in the shooting categories, because you only get 15 and shooting badges are pretty important. For playmaking, really the only thing you need is pass accuracy, which I recommend putting at a 66. This will give you 6 total badges, and 66 is honestly more than good enough for a center build. Moving on to defensive / rebounding, this build's rim protection is going to be absolutely crazy with a 99 block rating. And then for the defensive rebound, go with a 93. Go with 77 for the offensive rebound. And then for the steal, this is pretty important, so I put this at a 61, and it went with a 54 perimeter defense. This build's defense is just very crazy. With Hall of Fame anchor, bro, you're blocking every single shot in this game. Like, you really don't get dunked on very often when you're using this build. As well, you're going to be able to snag a ton of rebounds with gold rebound chaser, and plus you're literally a 7-foot build with max wingspan. Like, your defense is crazy. Now for the physicals of this build, what you're going to want to do is max out the first 3 categories and then go with a 75 for the vertical. Now when you get to stamina, this is kind of up to you, where you can like change it depending on your build. No matter what you throw the leftover attributes on, I'm pretty sure you can't get an extra badge. So honestly, I would just recommend throwing the rest of your attributes onto free throws, so that way if you play rec center, you can shoot free throws very well. For the takes, I would definitely recommend going with these 2 takeovers right here, being stuff box and see the future. These are definitely the 2 best takeovers for a center build, but once again, you can flip them if you want to. And you guys see I built a glass cleaning finisher, which honestly does make sense as a name. I'm glad it's not another inside out scorer. So in third, we are going to be making one of the best meta point guard builds in this game. And what I mean by meta is that a lot of the really comp guards that you guys see running around the stage are using this build right here. First, for the position, go with point guard. Then for the body settings, you're going to want to go 6'1", 201 pounds, and 6'7" for the wingspan. Being a 6'1" for some reason just gives you so many badges. Then moving right along to the finishing attributes and badges. First, for the driving dunk, you're going to want this at an 85. Go with a 74 driving dunk and a 50 close shot. You'll get 16 total finishing badges. You guys see, you're going to be able to get pro contact dunks and silver posterizer, which is honestly, in my opinion, really all you need for a point guard build. Like, you're not going to be rim running a ton, at least on this point guard build right here, since after all, it is a meta point guard. Then for shooting, you're going to want to go with a 92 3-point rating. This is very, very important for gold limitless range. As well, you're getting 24 total shooting badges, which is also quite important because that means without getting a core badge, you can get both agent 3s on gold and limitless range on gold. So moving on to playmaking. First, for the ball handling, you're going to want this at a 92 to get every single dribble move in this game. From there, you're going to want to go with a 75 pass hack and a 79 speed with ball to get 22 total playmaking badges. Obviously, you're a point guard, your playmaking does need to be pretty good. Speed with ball really does not matter at all this year, as far as an attribute goes. It does allow you to unlock a few animations and get a few more badges, but people have tested 25 speed with ball to 99 and there's little to no difference. It's honestly a very, very useless attribute. And then for pass hack, I put this at 75 to get good passing styles. Your like passing style or whatever it's called is actually very, very important this year. Now, for you guys are probably assuming that my defense is going to be absolutely trash, but just look what I do right here. For the steal, we are maxing this out at a 99. Then we're going with an 80 perimeter defense and a 54 block. Bro, 99 steal is just so crazy on this game. And you're getting 24 total badges just somehow. Like, I have no clue. Now, it does kind of suck that you're only getting bronze clamps, but 99 steal is the stupidest thing in the game right now. But like legit, unless they have Hall of Fame unpluckable, literally every single possession, what you do with a 99 steal is a run up to your opponent, press square, and then you get the ball. Like when you get Hall of Fame glove, it's literally just 2K23 on easy mode. Like it's honestly just so stupid. And then for the physicals all around, these are of course going to be very, very good. You guys see right here, we're only getting an 83 stamina. So if you want even more stamina, just either drop down your speed or drop down your acceleration. Acceleration is definitely way, way more important than speed in my opinion. So I just recommend dropping down your speed to a 79. Speed, just like speed with ball, really is not that important this year whatsoever. It only affects your player when you're running down court for a very long distance without the ball, which honestly on a point guard build is just kind of rare. And it's way, way more important to just optimize for the half court setting than optimize for like cherry picking and stuff. Yeah, so let me just explain what I pretty much do on this very toxic build right here. On offense, it's just very, very crazy. You're basically a play shot that can also get contact dunks. And then on the defensive end, this thing is just a menace. Like, I'm not even kidding. Playing twos on this build is just really, really stupid. Because if you ever do lose the ball, you just spam until you get a fluke and you'll get the ball after at least 2 possessions. For the takeovers, I'd recommend going with first limitless range and second pull-up precision. For a point guard build, that's primarily going to be 3-point hunting. I believe these are the best takes. And you guys see I built a 3-point shot creator, which I guess kind of makes sense as a name. I really do wish they had like ball hawking 3-point shot creator or something. That would be fire. Alright, so for the second place build, this is going to be another small forward build, but you can go with point guard, you can go with shooting guard, you can go with small forward if you want to. This is going to be a lockdown build, so I would recommend honestly just going with small forward. Now for the body settings, you're going to want to go 6'7", 180 pounds, and 7'4" for the wingspan. These are by far the best body settings for a super, super toxic lockdown build. After all, this is my opinion the second best build in this game. Moving right along to the finishing attributes and badges. First for the driving dunk, we're going with a 75. For driving leg, put this at a 66 and go with a 50 close shot. You should get 7 total badges. Whenever you're making a build that's absolutely crazy in one category, you just have to sacrifice one of the other 3 categories. And the finishing is just the category I decided to sacrifice. Honestly, when it comes to offense on this build, I just don't really see you rim running very often, especially for a lockdown. Like in all honesty, on offense, you're just going to be sitting corner. And occasionally when your guard runs out of stamina or like runs out of adrenaline boost or something, you might need to be able to create your own shot here and there. So for this reason, I believe playmaking was more important than finishing, since you're more likely just to be running the break or do one drill move into a score than you are to be like rim running every single possession. For shooting, you're definitely going to want to go with a max 3-point rating at an 85. The fact fact that this build shooting is just this good honestly amazes me. In previous years, if you wanted to make an absolutely crazy lockdown like the build I'm about to show you guys, you had to basically sacrifice like everything else, but your shooting is just very, very good. For the playmaking, first you're gonna want to go with an 85 ball handling and a 73 speed with ball, and then I'd recommend just going with a 66 pass act. Really, you don't need that much playmaking, you just need to be able to create your own shot here and there, and also just be able to occasionally run the break and do like 1 or 2 drill moves without getting ripped every single possession or without getting every single pass stolen. Now for defensive / rebounding, you guys see we're going with a max perimeter, max steal, max block, and then we're gonna put up our offensive rebound to an 80 just to get a few more badges. We're gonna go with a 66 defensive rebound and a 78 interior. Now, I honestly don't really think I need to explain the defense on this build. Like, you're just going to be locking everyone up. Hall of Fame clamps, Hall of Fame interceptor, Hall of Fame glove, as well as an 87 block and silver anchor. Like, bro, this build is the definition of toxic. And then moving on to the physicals, you guys are pretty much seeing what I'm going with. It's just very, very good all around. Definitely, you're not just going to want to absolutely neglect physicals on this build. Also, in my opinion, for a lockdown, you really don't need that much vertical and you really don't need that much strength. It does help a little bit. I know 2K was saying at the beginning of the year, strength is going to be super important for defense, but honestly on other builds that have way lower strength than 47, I really don't feel like I'm getting moved around very, very easily as long as I have clamps pretty high up. For the takeovers, of course, go with extreme clamps first, like that's a no-brainer. And then for your secondary takeover, honestly, I would just double up on a lock take. You can go with any of the 3 takeovers. I don't really think it's worth going with double extreme clamps though, so I'm going with perimeter badge drop. And you guys see I built a 3&D wing, like that's just such a perfect name for this build. Yeah, now for the #1 build in this game. Now I'm pretty sure you guys already know what the #1 build is going to be. Like, I don't think I need to tell you guys what it is. First, for the position, go with point guard. Then for the body setting, go with 6'9", 185 pounds, and then 7'6". Now, you guys did know, of course, it was going to be a 6'9" point guard, but this 6'9" point guard is not one that I've actually seen on YouTube yet. In my opinion, is way better than a lot of those other 6'9" point guard builds. They go with like 7'4" wingspan instead for an 85 3-point rating. Those builds are probably way more well balanced, but this build just takes advantage of rim running in this game and is just so toxic. For finishing, this is just so dumb. Just look at this 99 driving dunk. Like, bro, how do you stop this build? Most likely, my guess is majority of you guys have not played on a build with a 99 driving dunk yet. And let me just tell you guys, this is just so broken, especially with the dunk meter. Just take the time, learn how the dunk meter works, learn how to time your dunk meter, and you're getting a contact dunk every single possession, trust me. Right now, not everyone knows how to time the dunk meter yet, but the people that have taken the time to learn it, even if they only have like a 93 driving dunk instead of a 99, are able to basically get a contact dunk every single possession. It's just insane. And with a 99 driving dunk, like, it's unstoppable, bro. Also, in my opinion, you really only need 20 finishing badges. If you want to, you can put more of the +4 onto finishing, but like, honestly, there aren't really that many finishing badges you just absolutely need. For shooting, you guys see we're getting 17 total shooting badges. Honestly, you definitely 100% can 3-point hunt on this build. It's honestly just insane, but you probably really won't be 3-point hunting very, very often on this build. Most likely, you're probably just going to be shooting 3s when you're left wide open, and during those times, you can absolutely just punish them with silver agent 3s and an 83 3-point rating. Do not leave me open on this build. And of course, this is a 6'9" point guard build, guys. Let's not forget that this build can dribble absolutely insanely. You guys see, we're getting an 85 ball handling, a 72 pass accuracy, and a 63 speed with ball, which only gives us 15 playmaking badges. Definitely, I'd recommend throwing at least one of the +4 badges that you get for becoming a starter into playmaking. This will just give you 16 total playmaking badges, and that way you can get both silver handles for days and silver unpluckable. Obviously, you're gonna have to core badge at least one of them. The fact that 6'9" point guard build gets an 85 ball handling has to be the stupidest thing in 2K23 right now. And then this build is just a lockdown. Like, I don't understand how this build is still a lockdown on defense. You guys see you're getting an 86 perimeter defense and an 85 steal, and then for the block, you're gonna want to put this up to an 87 for silver anchor. And then you guys see I'm gonna put up the rebounding a little bit just to get a few more badges. You guys see you're gonna be able to get silver anchor, silver clamps, and silver glove. As well, you're at 6'9" build that's very, very athletic. So yeah, this build's defense is just very, very crazy. And then moving on to the physicals. For the acceleration, I'd recommend going with an 81. For the speed, put this up to an 80. Then for the vert, you're definitely going to want this at an 82, so that way you get elite contacts. And you're going to want to go with a 96 stamina. Yeah, I mean, this build is just absolutely unstoppable. Like, this is one of, like, the best finishing builds in this game. And as well, your defense is absolutely crazy, making this kind of like the two-way finisher from 2K20 that could really just do everything in the game. Then I did want to make this like a two-way finisher from 2K20, so I went with first finishing moves and secondary extreme clamps. You could definitely go with limitless range for one of these two takeovers, but I feel like on almost every single build I make, I just slap limitless range on it. So I did want to try out some different combinations. And you guys see I built an inside out scorer, which is honestly the name literally every 6'9" build gets. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the video. If you did enjoy this video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. This is the best jump shot for every single build on the screen right now. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace.